Taxis?
that road. Unfortunately, yeah. And the question was raised. What was the question about the taxis?
Well, that was going to be my next topic.
Yeah, so we want
'cause
to
they've
roll
been-
into that.
They've been in the news quite a bit of late.
Mm.
As we all know, they are death traps on the roads, a lot of them. And yeah, I guess recently it was highlighted in KwaZulu-Natal with this taxi going off a bridge onto a railway track, being hit by a train, 15 people dead. But
Yeah.
I mean, every week there are incidences and fatalities involving minibus taxis. It's an ongoing issue. What's being done about it?
Look, we have motor vehicle accidents every day. What makes taxis different is that they are seldom roadworthy. No one inside a taxi is ever buckled up. There is a complete disregard for safety and the value of human life inside a taxi. I don't want to speak out against taxi bosses because people tend to disappear when they do so. But where taxis are concerned, why they become such huge incidents on our roads is when a taxi gets taken out or a taxi is involved in a motor vehicle accident, you get upwards of 20 people injured in one go. Normal motor vehicle accidents, you'll have...
Which is already overcrowding, isn't it?
Yeah, there's supposed to be 16, but normal motor vehicle accidents, you'll have 2, 4, 6 people involved, max. Wherever there's a taxi involved, you have to add 20 to that. And that's when it becomes, that's when it looks as bad as it does. But a normal motor vehicle accident, we have them every day. As soon as the taxi becomes involved, as soon as you add it into your equation, it becomes a lot more. And because of the fragility of the vehicle, if a taxi falls over, it just kind of falls apart. There's no structural integrity. Same as with a bakkie carrying a bunch of school kids. There's no structural integrity to the frame or the chassis of a people carrier like that. It just falls to pieces. And that's when people get flung around the road, fall under other vehicles, get run over again, that sort of thing.
But Robert, I mean, come on, we all know that also just the sort of the driving culture, the disregard, I mean, going through red traffic lights,
I was getting to that.
cutting lanes, going up the one-ways. I mean, there is just this...
There's a complete disregard for
this arrogance,
safety.
this complete negligence. And I mean, why is it such a difficult sort of driving culture to change? And why is there not more of a police and traffic authority presence?
We should, again, aim that question at the police and traffic authorities. But the issue with traffic, with the taxis, is completely economically driven by a low income bracket of society. And unfortunately that boils down to that trip doesn't get completed in a certain amount of time. We're going to lose X amount of money. That's what it boils down to for these people who drive these taxis or operate these taxis.
So
And
that's
that's also
sense
why
of urgency.
Yeah, and that's also why these vehicles are unroadworthy, because that vehicle being serviced and being roadworthy takes that vehicle, that money-making tool, off the road for a few days, and that just isn't. It can't be fathomed. It can't be. They can't. We can't be. They can't expect. They don't expect us to understand how that's even possible, because that thing brings in money every single day. If that thing isn't on the road transporting passengers to and from, there's no money being made. And it's as simple as that. It's rands and cents. And unfortunately, the value of human life has been brought down dramatically by our taxi operators.
So what would you like to see change? What do you think
Well, from a personal
is
perspective,
the
not
best
as
solution?
not as EMS a spokesperson, I would like to see less roadblocks and things in normal residential areas, as is quite a bit of a headache. And I would like those resources moved to our major highways where real good can be done, where these vehicles can be pulled over, taken off the road. And some sort of system is to be implemented where these vehicles are actually not allowed back on the road by some forceful measure. But they are death traps, as you mentioned earlier, and they should be very strictly controlled. They should be more strictly controlled than your normal passenger vehicle. And it is unfortunately the other way around.
Okay. Right, Robert, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you, Nick.
Okay, cheers.
Okay.